Hey everybody, welcome back to Royal Tarot Readings. This is my fun channel that I do for tarot readings on the royal family. All information presented in this video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It's fun. It's tarot. I'm just a gal with cards. Alright, so if you haven't watched LadyC's video today, oh my goodness. LadyC is a Leo and I'm telling you she was spitting fire today. Apparently, remember that she had the GoFundMe out there for Thomas Markle, and it was created right around his birthday, July 18th, which happens to be my birthday too. So that's why I took notice of it. I did donate to it because I do trust LadyC. Well, apparently, when she created that GoFundMe, she didn't realize that the money had to go to her, and then it would go to Thomas Markle. So she found a way to arrange it with her attorney so that she could receive the money on his behalf and send it to him without her having to be on the hook for taxes. So that was cool. Well, apparently she had received, I guess it raised about 50,000 pounds, and she shut it down after a couple weeks, I think it was, maybe a month. And someone managed to reactivate her account or create a new account that said that that was being created again, and she had no part in that. She contacted GoFundMe, and they confirmed to her in writing, according to her video, that her account had not been hacked, and that she was not on the hook for them at all, that she did not have a contract with them for this one, that apparently the GoFundMe account was created somehow within GoFundMe itself. It used her name, it used her bank account, it used her email address, and she, of course, was furious because she did not authorize this. So now she's working with GoFundMe, but they've refused to tell her who did this, even though it's her right to know because it is a criminal act, and that's not even allegedly. So she's working with her attorneys, and she has said everything's on the table. She's looking at, maybe pursuing, contacting the police about it. So the big question is, who did this? If it was created within GoFundMe itself, that insinuates, according to LadyC, that it was done as a favor to someone else. Let's take a look at this. How very interesting. And I know that LadyC has said, I am going to be pursuing this to the fullest extent of the law. They have no idea who they're dealing with. And she suspects, although allegedly, Harry and Meghan have some part in this. So, oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and I'm going to do an Ankh spread because this will look at how this idea was first created, what the triggers were. Excuse me. My voice has been fine all day, okay? It only sometimes starts cracking when I do these readings, and I don't know why. How very interesting. So let's take a look at this. I am going to do the Ankh spread. I kind of lost my own train of thought. And if you haven't seen me do the Ankh spread before, it looks at the triggers, what started it, what the past event was, what the current event was that got this started, that put it into motion, what the true meaning of it was, what the next step is, what the inevitable conclusion is, or the inevitable outcome. Conclusion is really the best word. What's the surprise along the way will be. That's always my favorite card. And then what finally is the outcome going to be. So let's take a look at this and find out what we can find out through the tarot. All right, we're continuing with our Halloween deck theme. I know that with the last one, I did misinterpret a couple of those cards. I'm going to do another video to kind of straighten that out. I read the Five of Swords as the Five of Wands. Those are both fighting cards, so that really won't change that card very much. I think that was, what did Meghan think of Diddy? Anyway, I'll do a little video to kind of correct that, or maybe put a post on that video to kind of correct the cards that I misinterpreted, just because it was a new deck. I wasn't familiar with it. So, sorry about that. All right, we're going to look at this one. This is from Sam Rook. This is the Macabre Tarot. This tarot was actually based on the old series, and now that series has escaped me again. But this is where you had E.G. Robinson, and his hook line was, let's take a look at the adventures into the macabre. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this tarot. And at the end of the series, you had this sound, which I think is just so cool. I used to watch or listen to that series all the time. It was on the radio. It was one of my favorite mystery macabre series. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Anyway, all right, let's take a look here. For this Ankh spread, what in the world happened here? okay, what was the start of this idea to try to get, oh, and I forgot to tell you, the whole thing was that somebody created this account. I'm going to stop shuffling real quick. Somebody created this account and then very quickly, within a 2-week span, contacted a news reporter at the Daily Mail online and told them about it, that LadyC has reactivated that account. She's taking money again and blah, 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 blah. Well, that reporter is actually very good friends with LadyC, and he contacted her. So that's the only way she found out about it and realized what was going on. And oh my goodness, if it had continued on, and she would have been on the hook for sending money to Thomas Markle, it would have been a huge scandal, and she was able to shut it down very quickly by saying, I have no knowledge of any of this. Anyway, she's on fire. So, what is the backstory of this? What is the history? What started this? What were the 2 triggering events, because there are always 2, that created this plot to try to take LadyC down? And what was the past event that really put it into motion? And then what was the current event that put everything into motion? All right, so we have the Ace of Bones here, which is the Ace of Wands. Oh, an idea that didn't take fruit. And the Six of Cups, something from the past. And the Terror of Daggers. Oh my goodness. All right, let me, I get my cheat sheet on this. All right, so this is the Terror of Daggers. Terror is the page and daggers are swords. So this, so basically the Page of Swords in reverse is bad news through the internet or through this GoFundMe. So my goodness. All right. So what was the past event that set this into motion? What's the current event that set it into motion? What's the true meaning? Let me get one turned over here. The Nightmare of Crystals. So the Nightmare is the Knight, and Crystals is Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles. Someone put a lot of work into this. Someone put a lot of hard work into this. All right, what's the true meaning? What is the inevitable, or what's the next step? What's the inevitable conclusion? What's the surprise along the way? And what is going to be the outcome? All right, so that's what we're going to know on the story of LadyC and this GoFundMe account. My goodness, what in the world? And here we have the Terror of Cups. The Terror is the Page and Cups. So Page of Cups in reverse is about, this can be about, so upright, the Page of Cups can be about being very emotional about things, and in reverse, this can be about an apology or some kind of regret. Okay, interesting. It's also about surprising surprising events, surprising bad events. So, yeah, this maybe was a surprise to the people who did this, that she caught it. All right, so we're just about done here shuffling. Yeah, these cards are definitely ready. Okay. Ace of Crystals, which is the Ace of Pentacles. This is an offering or a new financial idea. Yeah, this was an idea they put forward financially, that's for sure. All right, we're going to go with this one. Oop. All right, double cut. All right. On spread, let's see what we can find out here. All right, so we have the triggering factor, the first one, the second one. Then we have the past event that caused this, put this into motion, and the current event that put it into motion. The true meaning, the next step, the inevitable conclusion, the surprise along the way. See if I can move these up a little bit. And the outcome. Underlying energy. Oh my God. The Tower in reverse. A catastrophe of your own making. Nightmare of Cups is the Knight of Cups. She was trying to do a good thing. And the Nightmare of Bones, which is, again, we're in a lot of pages here. Or no, it's the Knight. Knight of Wands, which is about going on a journey. Okay, so we have a catastrophe of someone's own making. And the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, which is trying to be a knight in shining armor, trying to be being very emotional, which she was very emotional today. And then the Nightmare of Bones, which is the Knight of Wands. So that is going to be about going on a journey. Someone was on a journey here. All right. Let's see what we get. For the first triggering factor that caused all this to happen. Oh gosh, the Four of Bones in reverse, which is the Four of Wands in reverse. We're getting this a lot in doing these last couple of readings. So upright, the Four of Wands is about, can be about weddings. It can be about happy events, a happy home. And in reverse, an unhappy home. It can be about funerals. It can be about dark things happening. Your security is undermined. Your home life is undermined. So what was the first triggering factor? The fact that someone has a very unhappy home, and this was the triggering factor, the unhappy home, and it was a catastrophe of their own making. And so they were going after this GoFundMe, which was something that LadyC created and trying to be very helpful to Thomas Markle. And it was a journey. It was a journey that was started to try to help. So the first triggering factor was somebody had an unhappy home. What was the second triggering factor? Death in reverse. Well, okay, so death upright is about transformation, ending, things, just transitions. And in reverse, a permanent ending, a permanent transformation, permanent endings. Whoops. It can also be about death. It could be literal death. So the first triggering factor was, oh my goodness, an unhappy home, and either the thought of death or the thought of a permanent ending to the home. These were the things that triggered them to try to perpetuate this fraud on LadyC. All right, and it was a catastrophe. This ending. Wow, I can't believe these cards. The permanent ending of the home was a catastrophe of their own making, and they were trying to tap into this very nice thing that LadyC was trying to do, and she'd been on a journey with it, and they were trying to undermine it because of the destruction of their home, life, not their home, but their home life. Gee, I wonder who that is. Okay. All right, so what was the past event that put this all into motion? What was that past event? The Two of Daggers, which is the Two of Swords. So this was a decision. This was a decision that had to be made, and nobody wanted to make it. So this was thought about actually probably a while ago, and nobody wanted to act on it. But it was a thought that they had. Should we do this or should we not do it? I really don't want to make a decision right now because it could be very destructive to us of our own making. And but they were definitely targeting this GoFundMe account that LadyC had created. So it was a plan that was thought of a while ago. These are plans. These are decisions. These are things that are put into motion. Only this Two of Daggers is Two of Swords. You haven't quite decided you're going to do it yet. What was the current event that put this all into motion? Oh my gosh, the Nine of Daggers, which is, ooh, I got goosebumps. Nine of Swords. A nightmare was in the making. Someone had a lot of fear and anxiety. They were very worried, up at night, can't sleep because of the disruption and the disruption of the home life, and they knew that was forthcoming, and it was inevitable. The destruction of the home life was coming, and it was something they created themselves. Tower, and the destruction here, the catastrophe of their own making, was actually the idea that someone was a knight in shining armor. It could be also referring to the male in the life, which Harry doesn't usually come up as the Knight of Cups, but that's how he felt, like he was a savior. And then the Knight of Bones, going on. He's on a journey. I just got this. Her knight in shining armor was on a journey. He was traveling. Is that what did it when Harry left? Allegedly, airtight purposes only. Oh my gosh, this was a total nightmare for her. whoever did this, which I will ask in a different way in just a bit. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's what the trigger was. And that was the current event, was the person who set this up was in a total nightmare, and they couldn't see a way out of it. All right. What was the true meaning of this act? What was the true meaning of it? The Terror of Bones, which is the Page of Wands. Well, that's interesting. The Page of Wands, which is about good news. Okay, so the true meaning was to try to put out good news about themselves. This was to try to make them, okay. In some way, shape, or form, it was going to seem like LadyC was the bad guy, LadyC was the one who had the fraud, and that they were the victims in the end. And good news would come out about them. This would be good news for them, the people who did this, because it would take down LadyC. So they were trying to affect good news about themselves, because they knew that this catastrophe of their own making was in progress. Okay? What is the next step? What's the next step in this saga, this drama that we have going on? Oh, wow. Oh, my God. The next step is the Three of Daggers, which is the Three of Swords. Heartbreak and betrayal. Someone is going to betray the people who did this. Someone's going to come clean as to what happened. And this will be a catastrophe to the people who did this of their own making. Even though they wanted to appear as the knight in shining armor. And that this was a journey that they were going on. Oh my goodness. Next step, betrayal and heartbreak. Wow. Okay. Goodness. What's the inevitable conclusion that's going to come out of this? What's the inevitable conclusion? The Massacre of Bones in reverse. All right, so the massacre... Ooh. This is the King of Wands in reverse. Massacre is the king and bones are wands. Upright. The King of Wands is about police, authority, investigations, and in reverse, there's going to be a bad result. It can also be a private investigation. So the police looks like, allegedly, are going to be contacted and they're going to launch an investigation. And it will not turn out well for the people who did this. There's going to be a secret, there may already be a secret investigation underway. King of Wands in reverse. Yikes. All right, my favorite card. What's the surprise along the way? The Chariot? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the Chariot is typically William, Cancerian card. It can also be movement. Oh God. The surprise along the way is going to be that there's going to be some movement in this, some control that wasn't expected. Control of the situation is going to be in hand. I don't know if William's going to have something to do with it. I don't know. I can't see him coming stepping in on this, but there's going to be some assumption of control that is going to come into play. Things are going to move very quickly on this. This is direct movement. If you're standing there, go. Don't stop. Don't stop to think about stuff. Just go. Very controlled movement. Surprise along the way is going to be how quickly this gets started. And this catastrophe of their own making are the people who did this. They're going to be found out way more quickly than they ever thought. Oh, wow. LadyC said, you picked on the wrong person. Do you have any idea who I am? Do you know what I can do? Wow. Oh, my. Okay, what's going to be the outcome? What's going to be the outcome of this whole mess? Judgment in reverse. No second chance. These people who did this are going to be found out, and they will absolutely be decimated. by not only the law, but by the public. They're going to be found out, and they have no second chance. Upright, the judgment is that you're judged by your peers. You have to atone for what you've done. You make amends, and you move on. And in reverse, you don't get a second chance. You're going to have to atone for what you did, but no one will ever trust you again. So the people who did this now have a catastrophe of their own making on their hands. And this GoFundMe account that was created out of the goodness of her heart to try to help Mr. Markle, who would be the King of Cups here. And also the fact that Harry is off traveling. You know what? Harry had, I don't know if Harry had any part in this. But the person who did it will not get a second chance when they get found out. And they will be found out. Absolutely. There's no question. Let's see if we can get the tarot to tell us. Who was the main person who did this? Tarot, can you tell us? Who was the main person who did this? If it's someone that we can identify. The Three of Crystals. Three of Pentacles. It was three people. Three people trying to gaslight people and from the past. It's three people. Three people who collaborated together. And they're going to try to gaslight people that they had nothing to do with it, but they have a past together. Three people who know each other very, very well, and they have a past together. And they know LadyC. Wow. All right, let's do a quick wrap up here. We still didn't get an answer, but maybe the tarot can't tell us yet. But it is three people. All right, my goodness. What was the first triggering event in all of this? The breakup of the home. Turmoil in the home. Security is gone. And this catastrophe was of someone's own making. And I keep going back and forth on whether this means this is the GoFundMe and LadyC was trying to help, or that this is Harry off traveling. This all happened while Harry was off traveling. How very interesting. And then what was the second triggering event? The permanent ending. Permanent ending of the home. So this split up that we all know has been coming or is already there, and we're just being gaslit about it. The fact that it is now coming out, that's what the triggering factors were. And what was the past event that put this in motion? A plan that's been there for a while, and they haven't wanted to do it. They haven't wanted to go there to take down LadyC, because this is a plan to take down LadyC. Absolutely, no doubt, no doubt. Didn't want to go there, head in the sand, thought that they weren't ready to do it yet. But finally, what did it? The current event that triggered it is this nightmare that these people are going through right now. These three people here are going through a nightmare. Absolutely going through a nightmare. Anxiety, fear, can't sleep, up at night. That's what finally pushed this into motion. And what was the true meaning of it? They wanted good news to come out about themselves by trying to take down LadyC. See, it's all her. She's the one who's been doing all this. We're really good people. What's the next step? Betrayal and heartbreak. Someone's going to betray the people who did this. They're going to be found out. And then what's the inevitable conclusion? The King of Wands in reverse. Isn't it funny? It looks like a devil. King of Wands in reverse, which is police authority, private investigation, secret investigation. That's the inevitable outcome. They'll be investigated and they'll be found out. And then what's the surprise along the way? How quickly this is going to go into motion. It's probably already starting to go into motion. They're going to be really amazed at how fast this gets wrapped up. And what's going to be the outcome? No second chance. You're found out. And it's so reprehensible what you've done that no one will ever trust you again. Wow. And who did it? Three people. Three people who will now try to gaslight that they had no way, shape, or form anything to do with it, but they all have a past together. All have a past together. Wow. All right, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and share. And if you're a subscriber, why, thank you so much. I appreciate all my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, well, come on, you need to subscribe. You know you're always watching my channel. You always want to know what I'm going to read on next. So click that notification bell so you don't miss any more readings. Thank you for taking this adventure with me into the land of the macabre. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again soon on Royal Tarot Readings. Bye-bye, everybody.